Early voting ends this weekend, and a group here in North Carolina is dedicating itself to getting more people of color to the polls next Tuesday.
Fox 8's Jordan Brown shares they're focused on creating lifelong voters who participate in every election. In this week's In Black and White, she reveals how they've been able to get groups of people interested in politics.
It's about the issues, right?
As a nonpartisan organization, the issues are the only thing the New North Carolina Project focuses on. Not parties, not candidates.
Maybe we can't agree on a party, right? Maybe we can't agree on blue, red, independent, whatever else, but we can agree that we want our children to receive a good education. We can agree that we want water that's drinkable. We can agree that police shouldn't be beating us.
This group uses problems to unite people and encourages them to solve those problems with their vote, especially communities of color.
The New North Carolina Project is an organization founded to empower communities of color across the state of North Carolina, ensure they get engaged in every election that we have in our state, and also to create lifelong voters.
While their goal is to make everyone a lifelong voter, communities of color are their biggest focus because that's where voter turnout is the lowest. According to the most recent U.S. Census voter turnout data, roughly 168 million people were registered to vote in 2020. Here's the racial breakdown of those who actually voted in the 2020 election. There were 19 million black voters, 16 million Hispanic, and 6 million Asian compared to 109 million white voters. And that was just the last presidential election. The number of voters in communities of color are even lower for local elections.
And that's one of the things that we do in engaging people around especially the smaller elections and letting them know that, hey, though, yes, you need to vote for president, the fact that you don't like that the school was closed down the street is actually your school board. Let's talk about why the school board made that decision and have you at that school board meeting to talk about it.
People don't really care that deeply about elections. They care about what's happening in their households and then what the outside community is impacting or how it's impacting them inside their houses. So we have to bring the issues to their front door from a political lens, but also from a we care about you lens.
Empowering people to use elections to advocate for their communities takes lots of work, and not just during major election seasons.
What makes our organization unique is that we're in the communities 365 days a year. We just happen to have 2 elections that are mandated every year, a primary and a general, but in the in-between time, we're out working with other partner groups.
To help manage some of that workload, they have a diverse staff, a range of community partners, and contracted canvassers that help them reach communities in at least 18 North Carolina counties.
But we were out for the primaries, we're out for the municipals, and we're out during the general. And we're gonna be out at every single election every single time.
Signing up to be one of those canvassers is how Lisa McMillan got involved in local politics after spending most of her life removed from them.
I was not raised in a politically active family. I was not engaged in school or anything. Kay Brown offered this opportunity because she saw how passionate I was about dealing with the issues in predominantly communities of color.
Stories like Lisa's are the goal of the New North Carolina Project, taking people who are disengaged from politics and getting them activated and involved.
Without people opening those doors and engaging you, then you may stay on the outside.
How we look at it is it's not just about this election, it's every election, every time. And elections are a tactic that we use to actually move us forward as a people in this country with tools, resources, access to what it is that we need.
In Greensboro, Jordan Brown, Fox 8 News.
Since they work several elections and host community events throughout the year, the New North Carolina Project is always looking for people to get involved. Even if you don't have a background in politics, they can find a place for you. Your political party, race, gender, and age don't matter. If you want to get involved, look for the link attached to this story on myfox8.com.